Hi guys, it's Sunday morning. This is what goes on around my house, okay? But this is Desi the Blonde at MSN.com. Uh, I'm going to tell you about this book, Elisa's Day. It's called Alejandro's Sources. He's a warrior hardened by years of protecting his town from vampire attacks. She's a garden witch who sees the world in shades of sunshine and delight. Opposites don't attract. They go supernova in the sizzle tail of magic and mayhem. I read this book and it is super great good book, man. Um, I couldn't figure out his name. You know, she did autograph it. I couldn't figure out his name until I started reading it. And this is for my readers who said Killer and Precious Killer Leprechauns bring it on. And um, I'm going to say this is one of the better novelists. It's not real long. It's only about, let's see, so bahoba, 82 pages. It only took me a day to read it in between doing stuff. So, um, I did get a bookmark, but that's not the bookmark I got with the book. Uh, I just had to keep one up here. Whoop, sorry about the interruptions. But she has to hug Mama all the time. I'm going to read you uh, the first chapter of this. Pose Avenue, Virginia, FBI Paranormal Operation Division Headquarters. Alejandro cocked a shotgun and followed his teammate into the burnt and jagged opening of the side of the building, hoping that for once there weren't any trolls. He hated trolls. Clear, Mac had already moving through the narrow hallway. Called back to him. It was Mac's turn to go first. They kept score. Lately he's been keeping score on a lot of things, like time, the years, 2 weeks, 5 days since he's seen sunlight outside the academy, for instance. Not that he was counting. Anyway, the course of the FBI's sister division, POPs, had kept him pretty busy. Shotgun! You coming or scratching your ass back there? No, my friend. I was just thinking of you asking your sister to scratch it for me. Alejandro said, said grinning at the nickname he won. One for obvious reason. She reaches all the itchy parts so well. I'll kick your ass if you go any itchy parts anywhere near my sister. Or she'll kick your ass for you. Jenny scares me sometimes. The sound of Max Glock firing 3 shots in the rapid recession caused Alejandro to break into a run and he slapped his night vision goggles on. On my way, he called, not bothering to try to be stealthy. Save some for me. He caught the shifting glimmer of the light in the corner of one eye and whirled around, aiming the fire in one smooth motion. Whatever it was, he missed. Too short to be a troll. So there's one, one mercy. If he were the type to have nightmares, he'd be having them all about last one's breath. Green moss covered teeth. What the hell is that about? Toothpaste with sheep. Shotgun! Could you use a little help up here? Max sounded just like the slightest bit out of breath, which is unusual for the man. He beat all-time speed record for the FBI obstacle course in Guantanamo, an interagency competition. Alejandro won $100 on that one. He took off running, cocking the Remington as he moved. The vampire who jumped him 5 feet down the hall took a blast to the head. Alejandro vaulted over the disgusting, disintegrating body, not wanting the acid slime of decomposing vap on his new shoes. A high-pitched scream warned him the approach of over the head of a deadly Migwa, but he had a silver throwing knife at hand. One of those One lethal toss later, a couple hundred pounds of mutant killer cat lay on the floor, blood curling out of his throat. He skidded to a stop at the end of the corridor, not willing to rush headlong into the blind turn. And Mac called out again in a deep voice, Alejandro, are you coming? Now would be a really good time. Alejandro instantly switched from the student taking his final exam mode to deadly predator mode. They had a code between them and Mac. They were only Alejandro Maxwell to each other in event a dire emergency. Whenever Mac, whatever faced Mac around the corner was no training ground obstacle. Somebody had set a trap, and Mac was caught in it. Alejandro was going to kick somebody's ass for this. He dove for the floor, rolling to the side to protect the Remington, and did a modified army crawl around the corner. The natural expectation was to look for an enemy at man height, not on the floor or the ceiling. It's why the vampire and other supes who could climb down a building or fly away had the advantage. Nobody would expect Piap's rookie to come into ankle height. Alejandro was far, far from a rookie. His first glance asserted the situation, took everything he needed to know. A trio of wolf shifters surrounded Mac, and one of them had gotten either a good swipe of his claws or a bite. Alejandro hoped it was only claws, and Mac was down and bleeding, his gun crushed hunk of metal on the floor. Come out, little human, sneered the shifter who stood with one claw put on Mac's head. Another was on all fours, his massive head hanging down near Mac's struggling form. As Alejandro watched the long tongue snick out and lick the blood off the side of Mac's face. Yummy, yummy, the shifter said as he grabbed his voice. And then he laughed. It was a laugh that put Alejandro over the edge. Cool, clear-headed, paranormal operation. Training flew out the window. Hot primal rage. From years of battling murderous vampires in San Barrow took over. His strangulation, his shots in the head a split second before he took him. A couple of heartbeats later, three werewolves lay dead on the ground. Glad you talked me into the silver shot, he said as if his partner had almost died. It wasn't now in danger of becoming a shifter himself. Mac forced out a laugh and hauled himself up off the ground. Damn wolves! I was so focused on the possibility of the big, bad, and ugly, and then I missed the pitter-patter of their little feet. Brownies, leprechauns, bastards, tripped me up and the whole wolves jumped me in while I was down. Alejandro shook his head and then blasted a hole in the side of the building. Welcome sunlight poured in, stepped over the bodies and the shifters. Let's move. Mac nodded, but shrugged off Alejandro's hand. Thanks, but screw that. We're going to walk out of here, and that's no problem. And then we're going to get to the infirmary later. I don't want any of those punks laughing at me. There are the worst things than laughter, Alejandro said. Maximum looked like claws, he hoped. Yes, fucking leprechauns. Mac bared his teeth in a grin, imitation of a smile. At least one of them would be tripping anybody else ever again. He jerked his head and indicated a far corner, and the Alejandro just made out a small green shoe pointing at the ceiling. Alejandro headed for the hole in the wall. He needed to get Mac to the infirmary. But before anything worse shows up, could you have been worse? Could have been the trolls. Alejandro ducked his head to exit the building, so huge wooden club smashed in the wall instead of his skull. Beep, beep, bye, bo, bucking thumb, little Mayman. The attacker growled in a voice deeper in the interior of the back volcano and just as hot. Alejandro hit the floor, swept the foot at the troll's ankle, sending it crashing down to the ground with a resounding thud. Without anything big, the trick was going to go for his feet and ankles or knees. Before he could cock the shotgun, Mac pointed his Glock at the troll's head and shot it through one eye. Alejandro stood up and nodded. I owe you one, Mac said, and he was noticeably learning to the right. The blood dripping out of his wound wasn't showing any signs of stopping. Alejandro sighed, why is it always trolls? Okay, book is a really super good book. I said, she's got trolls, she's got garden gnolls. These things are dangerous because they get into the gardens. If they touch you or, do something and look at you, you look at the little green beady eyes, you're going to get sapped into cement. And this is what happens. Mac and Alejandro are sent to a garden, and it's a garden of witches. Okay, the witches are good witches, and Mom and his sister lives up in the front house. The other sister lives in the other house, and between them, they're supposed to keep the garden healthy, smart. Well, one sister, she goes, well, you don't kill nobody. She's a veggie, and all things go around the book from Alejandro and Max. He's so comical. He goes and Alejandro's got Google eyes for the lady, and it's kind of funny because she's thinking the same thing. He's hot to trot, and well, they turn around and get themselves into some trouble. And you know witches how they make up their little tiny potions. Well, you gotta make this pink potion up, but it only could last 4 days, and it was in her refrigerator longer. So, you guys are going to have to read this book. It's really good. The color is purple, which makes it stand out. It's a blonde witch, When I told Elisa about that, I said, hey, that reminds me of me. But I'm not a witch. But you guys go to lisaday.com. You also can find her on Facebook because that's where I found her. She does have other books, and she does have other novelists. Her books are Atlantis Rising, Wild Hearts in Atlantis. It's a Wild Thing and anthology. Atlantis Awakening, Shifter's Lady, Atlantis Unleashed, Atlantis Unmasked, Atlantis Redeemed, Atlantis Betrayed, Vampire in Atlantis, and Heart of Atlantis. And this Alejandro's sources. The Legend of the Black Swan, The Curse of the Black Swan Novella, and The Treasure That Was Unforgiving, and that's going to be coming free. Cardinal Witches series is Alejandro's sources, William's Witch, Damien's Entrance, whatever. I'm sorry, I can't read it. Tiger Eye's Mystery Series, Traveling Eye, Dead Eye, Private Eye, Evil Eye. She does, these are all short novels, so they're really easy to read. I've just been super busy, and I got it done, okay? I'm Desi the Blonde at MSN.com. This is going to be over Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, Goodreads, Amazon. I'll do the review on them, both of them, and Barnes & Noble if she's on it. I don't know how to do it on Book Nook yet, or the new Book Hub, so I got to figure out how to do a review on them, and I will try to get them on both of those two, Book Nook and Book Hub. I'm going to say goodbye, guys. I hope you have a good day. And yes, that my baby has to hold on to Mama. All right, girl. Hold on, girl. Mama, close it. Turn the camera off. Whoops. Crappa.